I genuinely think Hwei needs changes. I know the champ just got released and he's not in the game for a very long time and blah 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 blah. And a lot of the patches that Riot has, like a lot of the buffs that Riot done to Hwei, like decreasing the E cooldown and increasing his durability, have been awesome. Okay, the champ's finally close to being viable in high elo. If you look at like other elos, the champ is really bad. Obviously, he has a high mastery, blah 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 blah. I know. Okay, he's closest to being decent is like Master Plus basically. He's like almost 50% win rate, but he's still negative, and that's fine. He's a hard champion to play. However, I just think the champ is for a lot of reasons very unenjoyable. Okay, and let me go over the reasons. First of all, I genuinely think the first main reason that frustrates me is his power curve. Now there's like a graph from LoL Analytics, if I can find it. Oh no, win rate versus game length. Okay, yeah, this is the graph I'm looking at, okay? So if you look at the graph, you will quickly notice he starts the game pretty strong, but then he falls down really hard, okay? Champion is not good late game. You can also feel that when you play Hwei. He's like a Lux. He has strong early game and strong mid game. If he has a good early game, he's also gonna have a really strong mid game. Then it's gonna fall off. And I feel like that is the number one reason, okay? I wish Riot would rebalance him into making him worse early game, better late game. I think that would make the champ way more fun to play. I think currently he's just way too much of a Lux. Second thing that frustrates me about Hwei is his QE. So when you last hit a Hwei, you do the QE, the Rumble ult. But the problem is, by default, it misses you so many minions throughout the game. On rank 5 of his Q, they should add execute for like 20 to 30 health on minions. They should add an execute. That way Hwei QE doesn't miss you a shit ton of minions throughout the game. Now, if this is a meaningful increase on the wave clear of the spell, they can nerf the damage by 5%, 10% on minions, okay? This is just a quality of life change I'm trying to propose here, okay? Second of all, his passive and ult. I really think his passive and ult are extremely underwhelming in damage. His passive is good early game and has nice synergy with his kit. However, in late game, the passive completely falls off. You know, I know how the passive is supposed to be rebalanced. Oh, Hwei's gonna get a multiple, like, because it's an AoE passive, it can like, oh, if people are stacking together, it's gonna like nuke them. Yeah, in that case, but it almost never happens. People almost never group in League of Legends. To get 3 to 4 to 5 people on the same passive in a late game teamfight is so unrealistic. It like never happens, and I have hundreds of Hwei games. Like, also his ultimate. If enemy buys any sort of MR, seriously, this is one of the worst ults in the game. Like first of all, it's already hard to hit, right? It's already really hard to hit. Sure, it has some utility on the slow, which makes your spell slam nice, but the damage is so underwhelming. Like at level 6, the ult is good. But level 11 and level 16, the ult just becomes too bad. I don't know, and the ult has probably just needs a better base damage. Like the scale is 80%, it's a good scale. It's just, I don't know, the ult is just doing no damage in majority of games because he falls off like a Lux. Then what I think is the problem is WE, okay, or just W in general. His Q and E are great spells. I have no problem with QQ. I think QQ is really well designed. QW, I think it's really well designed. QE is only the problem with this. Okay, his E has great spells. I think the Eye of the E is the best E spell and it's really good. The Fear, they finally buffed the Fear, it's amazing. But W is a problem, okay? The problem with W is just that for majority of the game, and I mean 90% of the game, you're just using WE, which is the mana refund, okay? The problem with WE is that it's only shown in early game. Late game, the spell does no damage, and also the mana region, the spell doesn't keep up with Hwei's mana costs, okay? That is the problem. The WW shield and WQ, I know they're situation spells, you're not gonna use them in a lot of cases. I don't even know if they need to be buffed. I think the WE just needs to be like more impactful late game. That's all I'm asking, because it's the last maxed ability, okay? Hwei already sucks late game. There's a fifth issue that I have with Hwei, which is mana. Even if you go a tier build, a Sarah build on Hwei, and even I'm a challenger player, I know how to manage mana really well on Hwei. This champion still has mana issues in late game. Early game, his mana issues are fine, because if you use WE a lot on wave, you're fine. But mid to late game, this champion actually goes in late game teamfights. The only other mage that I think of that goes in late game teamfights with this much mana in the build is Veigar. There is no other champion in League of Legends that goes that fast. I don't know exactly what Riot needs to do here. So here's my proposal. The mana cost on rank up on W needs to be lower, because it's the last maxed ability in the game. Or Riot needs to make the mana refund in late game on W stronger. Again, I know here it looks like I'm crying for buffs, but I'm really not. I think the champion needs to just be, his power curve needs to be changed. Worse early game, better late game, and some quality of life changes is all I'm asking. Okay, his negative win rate, I don't think he's very successful in pro either. Teams like G2, like Caps is making it work, but probably like he can play any champion and fucking win. Honestly, I don't even think Hwei looks fantastic in pro play right now. So I think he has room to be buffed slightly, and I also think quality of life changes and power curve change would be beneficial for the champion. There we go. This is my speech about Hwei.